Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are just going to be delivering a rather short and sweet video on Chainlink and of course the Link token, which as of right now is around about 30% up on the day. And it was a matter of time, based both technically and fundamentally, that Chainlink was going to come into its own and have its time to shine. And if you're bullish on the cryptocurrency space and you think it's fundamentally going to change the world, actually you kind of need to also be bullish on Chainlink, because it is going to be a key enabler in regards to the convergence of the cryptocurrency space, the distributed ledger technology, and the broader world. And it doesn't just apply to finance, it really applies to everything. And it's rather interesting actually that earlier today I was looking at an article from Zero Hedge. Now, Zero Hedge, great place to follow, by the way, or great platform to follow for some kind of edgy economic news. And the tweet that I was reading from Zero Hedge, I think it was Tyler that published the actual article, is America's first 24-hour stock exchange gets operational approval. Now, traditionally, the stock market trades Monday to Friday through certain operating times. And anybody that's bought stocks, certainly here in the UK, have to wait till 2 o'clock. Usually it's only open till 7. My broker will only trade for me at that time, etc., etc. But the markets have only really traded through set hours 5 days a week and closed over the weekends. And actually banking, before a kind of technological innovation, was very much the same thing at one point. You couldn't go to your bank on the weekend. They'd have bank holidays off, etc., etc. And that changed with the rise of technology. And the stock market is going through a similar renaissance. But actually, Chainlink is what I've now found out. I was Googling partnerships between this company, 24X, and the crypto space. I couldn't find anything. And then actually, earlier today, we get an announcement that we're excited to announce Europe's first tokenized security trading settlement system, 22X, is adopting the Chainlink standard. Price feeds will underpin 22X's trading engine, and CCIP will connect it to assets across the on-chain ecosystem. Now, I believe it's 22X that are actually enabling this, or are one of the people that are looking to do this, which is extremely interesting, because what we have here is a perfect demonstration. We'll talk about the price in just a second, guys, because it's doing exactly what we said it would after breaking out of its base, which was largely where I was accumulating. Chainlink is one of my big positions. We just seem to be picking winner after winner after winner. And actually, the winners that we're picking were largely coins that everybody else called Dino coins and didn't want anything to do with. But what we have here is a beautiful example of how Chainlink is fundamentally changing markets and making them nothing short of inclusive, through its price feeds, and also revolutionizing them through connecting them to the cryptocurrency space broadly through CCIP. And we know that there's currently a pilot with Chainlink and the likes of Swift, which has 11,000 banks under it, DTCC, which is the largest clearing agent in the world, Euroclear, which is the largest clearing agent in Europe and largely the world also, Clearstream, Central Bank of Brazil, JP Morgan, State Street, UBS, BNY Mellon, Citi, BN Paribas, Edward Jones, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management, Invesco, Fidelity Institutional, US Bank, Lloyds Banks, ANZ Bank, largest bank in Australia, I believe, MFS Investment Management, SBI Digital Markets, American Century Investments, Vontobel, Banco Colombia, Mid-Atlantic Trust, Banco Inter, Signum Bank, Six Digital Exchange, and ADDX. These are some of the sort of largest institutions in the world that are all leveraging Chainlink. And actually, the other day, I made an XRP video where I looked at Jane Fraser, who is the CEO of Citi's remarks, back at Sibos 2019, where she says, essentially, there's a once-in-a-lifetime thing happening here with finance and the traditional system, and that is an entire overhaul is taking place, and the adoption of a technology, they didn't directly hint at distributed ledgers, but that's what it is essentially going to underpin the new financial system. And actually, it's my opinion, I've always said this, and this is why throughout my entire career, as somebody that makes content and is a journalist in regards to this space, I've made sure to continuously, zealously, like a zealot, covet Chainlink. because it is just such a crucial and vital part of the cryptocurrency space. It's a key enabler in regards to these two worlds colliding, and actually the cryptocurrency space, which is still very siloed, connecting in this kind of seamless fashion. Now, when we looked at the Chainlink chart, we've looked at it from a number of perspectives. We looked at this falling wedge here. We gave loads of coins that had falling wedges. They've all those targets have been met. We also spoke about coins that had broken out and we're now retesting. We like to look at the markets, and I'm going to do this quickly because it's late here, in sort of 4 phases. This is how markets move in ebb and flows. This is your sort of phase 1. This will be your phase 2. This is your phase 3. And this is your phase 4. And Chainlink was in phase 1 here. And phase 2 will be initiated into the uptrend on the breaking of what Wyckoff would look at as accumulation, but your kind of base on volume, which we got. And then typically what you'll get is a retest of where you broke out of, your resistance now, flip support, basic support and resistance flip. And then you'll see that continuation. And this is exactly what we looked at, not just in the last video that we made, but multiple videos. Chainlink isn't the kind of sexiest cryptocurrency until all of a sudden it becomes that. We're seeing lots of cryptos do very well off the back end of speculation with institutional involvement, etc., etc., etc. Chainlink probably, due to some of the partnerships it has with likes of Swift, etc., is more integrated with traditional institutions than any other blockchain project that there is. And people look at Chainlink often as a rival, and that's not the case. Chainlink is good for your project. It's good for XRP. It's good for Hedera. It's good for Algorand. It's good for some of the coins that we talk about, ADA, etc., because what it's going to do is it doesn't do DeFi itself. It doesn't do remittances itself. It doesn't do any of this really. What it does is actually act as that connective layer between these worlds and our space, and through that is going to bring a lot of utility to the cryptocurrency space as a whole. So you're now very evidently in phase 2. That retest that we got is textbook and perfect. And the reason we get this so right is because this stuff works when we look at markets through the lens of phase analysis. We looked at the S&P 500. Let's pop this on. Let's get rid of Cardano. Let's put the S&P 500 on. And you can see what it is we're looking at here in terms of a breakout and a retest. And then you've got this long journey ahead of you that Chainlink is just now embarking on in regards to price appreciation and discovery. It's now 35% up, ladies and gentlemen. If you listen to this channel, and it's not too late, if you subscribe to what I say here and do here, I do believe that we're probably one of the best outlets when it comes to the cryptocurrency space, because it's an industry that I'm all in, hence the name of the channel. And ultimately, you know, we really do have our finger on the trigger when it comes to these projects and actually what they're doing and the importance of them. And when it comes to Chainlink, quite frankly, you're dealing with one of the most important projects that has ever graced the cryptocurrency space. That was very apparent to me back in 2018. I think it was a Tika Tawari pick that got me interested in it initially. So what you want about Tika? You know, we're not here to discuss that. That's how I heard about it initially, and I kind of understood this concept. And for me, I've always been a big advocate for the broader use of a distributed ledger outside of Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin maxis get lost in their own self-indulgence. But Chainlink is an amazing example of how a distributed ledger can be used for more than actually just what Bitcoin now is, which is a store of value. I don't think it's ever going to practically work as a currency, even with your layer 2s. I don't think, you know, this, I think it's not Satoshi's vision now what Bitcoin is today. It's a store of value, not an e-cash. But Chainlink essentially took that idea of a distributed ledger and said, okay, let's actually incentivize, instead of CPU power, let's incentivize knowledge and data feeds. And we can do that in the same manner that Bitcoin does Bitcoin. The miners do Bitcoin. And then it's gone above and beyond that and gone, okay, well, let's actually use those data feeds and let's facilitate CCIP, where we can keep sort of data of multiple different ecosystems and have them correlate with one another, and kind of through that bring everything under one roof. So Chainlink is fundamentally a brilliant project. It's essentially, if you're betting on crypto, you're betting on Chainlink at this point, because it's like the connective tissue. It's like TCIP for the internet. And it's just an unbelievable project. And certainly when we look at it from a price point of view, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, with investing, guys, and we get the frustration day in, day out, certainly when the price is doing what they're doing today, you know, everyone's hero. When the prices are down, it is what it is. But as long as you have that longer vision, that bigger plan, and you stick to it, and you have that conviction in putting on the armor of technical analysis, and of course, looking at something fundamentally doesn't hurt like we do with Chainlink, because we understand that it's just such a fundamentally strong project in every which way. I mean, this isn't an exclusive or inclusive list of all the people that are working with Chainlink. These are just some of them. And within there, you've got the standard messaging system for banking. You know, you've got the 2 largest clearinghouses in the world. Need I say any more? I mean, I don't think so. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Chainlink's time was always coming. It's here. Enjoy the ride. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. See you all in the next one.